Hello, everyone. Welcome to the MCRL Grand National Touring Division here at Charlotte Motor Speedway with the Lowe's 150. I am going to be your broadcaster today, Nathaniel Campbell, and I'm here joined with Mr. Bill Martin. How are you doing today, Bill?
Pretty good, buddy. I'm ready to get this on, man. I've been excited all week since we heard about this series coming on board, and it's a really great series. I love the fact that it's entry level, and it's going to be a lot of fun tonight. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a brand new series. Starting out today, we got a lot of lower class drivers here today, and I also see a lot of new faces here in the field. A few veterans, but also definitely a few new faces here today.
That's what we were hoping to see. And what's great about this series is those older guys, those veterans with the higher ratings, they're going to be showing the younger guys the different lines, just pretty much the way to get it done. They're going to build their confidence and they're going to grow as drivers themselves.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing we will notice today is we are using the older generation of NASCARs here with the ARCA cars that are modeled on iRacing. There will be a lot of difference in racing with these types of cars compared to what we're normally used to seeing here with next gens and trucks. How do you think that's going to play a difference here today?
I love it because these cars drive completely different than the Truck Series, than the Cup Series, and the Xfinity Series. These cars, you're more slip and slider on the corners. You you really force it in there, man. Oh, there goes the target car, and he pushed
That's
it a little
whenever he
bit too
goes
hard,
around.
but it's it's a dance here, and you've got to be slipping and slide, and that's how these cars like it.
Yeah, and I will say as a broadcaster, this is definitely one of my favorite tracks to drive. I guess as a driver, I always love coming to Charlotte out here with these high bankings and just almost full throttle the entire time with the car. We're just flying around these corners. Such a fun track to drive. A lot of grooves that you could also pick out. You could run high, you can run low, you can run middle, you can run anything here if you want. Just depends on what your car feels like, at that point in time in the race.
Well, Wednesday night we were at the moving chicane series was the Cup series was at Atlanta, and it's very similar to this track, except you have to be a lot more careful with the throttle here, especially since they redesigned Atlanta. Atlanta, you can almost hold it flat out the whole race now. This track, you cannot do that, and you kind of forget that. And then if you do handle it through the center and everything's good and fine, you still have to worry about that tricky triover on the front. Expect a lot of problems there.
Oh yeah, the dog leg for sure will be a interesting spot on this track, especially with these lower horsepowered cars. The ARCA cars of this model compared to the Gen 4, they're going to be a little bit lower powered and a little bit easier to drive. So restarts will be interesting for sure. Even though it's not the highest horsepower and the tires won't be spinning as much, it's still always just a little bit of hassle to get these cars rolling out of that gear. So we'll see how it goes, and especially even coming out of turn 4, a lot of guys could get tight and just wash up the track. That's always a calamity spot here at Charlotte.
Well, that's one of the reasons why this series was formed. Having the lower horsepower in these cars gets the drivers ready for that next step up, the Truck Series or Xfinity Series. There's not such a major gap in horsepower, so these cars have enough power to get you in trouble, but not completely enough power to ruin your entire day.
Oh yeah, but they are some fun little cars to drive around. I wouldn't even say little, honestly. These things are beasts. Really fun to drive.
Well, back in the heyday in the 90s, in early 2000s, this is what NASCAR was cars like this. And I love them. I miss them. And I'm glad to see them here on iRacing. And, we used to run what was called the Bush North Series up here in the Northeast. And they were hand-me-down Cup cars and Bush cars. And to have this series here like this with these cars bringing back that nostalgia, it's great.
Oh yeah, I'm ready to see this race. Honestly, 100 laps here, 150 miles. It's gonna be a not too long of a race, but just long enough to get these guys a little bit rowdy near the end of it.
Well, some of these guys are going to be first timers in the series. They've never run in any type of established league. So they're going to be interested in learning the pit stop strategies and how that works. And we voted on a fast repair.
Yes,
So,
that is correct.
and the reason that was voted on is because now some of these races, you get a big one on the first corner and it ruins your entire day. At least now you can go into the pits, fast repair, and you're not a lap down right off the bat.
Yeah, I like that you brought that up. The fast repair is a unique, scenario for this series as we come here for Charlotte. It's going to be also just throughout the series the entire year, as it is for this entry level. Um, we'll have one tire set throughout the race as well. Basically, I'm pretty sure that's how it will roll all year. But it is definitely a little bit interesting for sure. Having that fast repair back in season 0 and season 1, we actually in the Cup Series we used to have fast repairs, and nowadays we don't. But it's nice to see it back here in one of these official leagues.
Right, you only get one a race. You mentioned that, but I mean, it's great. That's one of the things that's going to make this series unique. And guys' days aren't going to be ruined. The whole entire race isn't gone right off the bat. And then on top of it, it's all experience about being here. Now, one of the things that you're going to see today is tire management. You have 100 laps. You have 2 sets of tires. So you want to get past at least lap 50 before you want to change those tires. So it's going to be a learning curve for a lot of people today.
Oh yeah, and it's another thing that I'm also loving seeing out here tonight is the throwback schemes here. We're seeing the Mark Martin scheme, the number 6, run by Robert
Yes.
Fraley here. We got Bob Baker running an old Denny Hamlin scheme.
That was when Denny was liked.
He was pretty young back then. We got a Terry
Yeah.
Labonte scheme as well. Run by
Love to see
Julia.
that. Yep.
We just got a lot of old paint schemes here. It's nice to see these cars running. Also the old, is this Strimmy?
I know
Was he in
Juan
the 40
Pablo
at this
Montoya
time?
was I know Juan Pablo had the target car for a while.
I know he wasn't in the 40 though, but I want to say it was David Strimmy that ran the 40 at the time.
Possibly.
But, we love seeing a 40 car, a target car. To me, the 41 car is a little bit more iconic, but we got a 40, so we'll take it. He is that is Mack Fabiny actually. He's actually number 12 in the season, so we'll make sure to look out for that tonight.
Now, I know it's a little bit early. I'm hoping we get a couple more drivers jumping in here.
Oh yeah, it's right now at the moment we have 14 in the session. 12 have put down laps, and we're gonna have another one put down a lap. We got a Dale Jr. in the field.
There's a good throwback. Absolutely. It's good to see that running again.
He's gonna come around, put his first lap down. This is Joe Gibbons. I'm gonna pull up the driver information here. Why
Wichita,
not?
Kansas.
And you know what? Let's go on board with them for a second here. And let's just take a lap around this, high banked oval.
Listen to him roll into the throttle. That's going to be key. I don't think Joe is a beginner. I think he's been around a little bit. Yeah, he's rolling in, rolling out real smooth. I think Joe's hiding something.
He might be fast tonight, look out for him. He's got a Dale Earnhardt Jr. scheme, so, that could mean anything. He's going to put down the 12th fastest lap. It was a 31.58 there.
Mm-hmm. It's a very conservative lap. I bet you he runs laps like that and he doesn't change his tire till after lap 60.
Yeah, and I do notice he is running the high line, so, that's just another dynamic of this track, as you see. And he runs middle and 3 and 4 here. Just different lanes that you can run, especially with these cars. With lower horsepower, it just allows you to, kind of pick where you want to go and not be worried about getting loose or tight really most of the time,
Now,
it's kind of unique.
Is Joe one of the regulars here in the MCRL, or is he a newcomer?
Joe has been around. I can't remember if he runs trucks or if he runs a road
That's
series
right.
or not.
Yeah.
But he has been around.
He usually runs in the front, which is why I don't know him.
You see him going by Julia there?
Yeah, Joe's been around a little bit. He's way too smooth on and off that throttle with his line to be a beginner. He knows something. This is Zach Johnson,
We got
and
Zach
and it
Johnson, yeah.
is another throwback that we like to see, the old Jimmy Johnson car.
Running the Jimmy Johnson scheme. He's number 9 in field tonight. He just put down his lap. Went 8th fastest with a 30.48. So we got some speed in the field for sure. The fastest lap at the moment is a 30.07 set by Ryan Persinger, followed by Haden Higginbotham with a 30.23.
Now, my fastest practice today on this track, I did it in the testing mode just before we came on, and I was running about a 30.3 and some change. So these guys are running 2/10 at least faster than I was.
And I did some research myself, and I looked up the fastest lap times here for these ARCA cars, and it looked to be around a low 29 to a high 28, which is really fast actually.
Oh, geez.
So
That's
those
going to be a
guys
fixed
those
open
guys are really
setup.
pushing. Yeah, I would assume probably an open set.
Yeah,
But
an open setup, and I think some drafted might be involved in that. Wow, I can't imagine. I can't imagine that kind of talent. It's funny when I first got involved in iRacing. I had worked on race cars for years. I've driven a few, and I thought I was going to set the track on fire, and I just, man, was it a reality slap?
oh yeah, these cars are, you know, on this surface it's modeled very well. A lot of them are very close to the real life counterparts. Some of them aren't so close, but they really got it down with these NASCAR, vehicles. These things are pretty spot on to what they are in real life, and the tracks pretty much also behave almost the exact same way.
Well, a
It's
few
pretty
weeks ago,
interesting.
I ran an open modified race, and it was at New Smyrna Speedway during the Speed Week. And the setup I had, it was an open setup race. The setup I had was a real setup out of a car that was actually racing in New Smyrna. So, and I finished eighth. So that's pretty realistic.
Oh yeah. So, I mean, yeah, these things, they got it down to a T almost with almost every single aspect of these cars. Especially with these older ones, when they first starting out, I feel like they really took. Oh, this is
Whoa, there's a
the third
99.
one.
Ooh,
Um,
yeah.
I feel like they really took, their time with these older generation cars when they were first starting out, because this is their baby as a project. So, I mean, not
Uh,
saying it isn't, now. They definitely still take care of their product. So,
oh,
always
I
putting
love
in new
seeing
stuff.
I love seeing that Valvoline car going around there. And then just before that, we saw the Dorito car. So it's cool seeing these throwbacks. It brings back memories, to be honest with you. This is when NASCAR was at its prime. This was the best.
This was right around the time when I actually got into NASCAR when they had these cars. I remember specifically watching the early 2007 races with these cars, and then they came out with the car tomorrow, and then that became my favorite car that they've ever ran. I know it's a kind of controversial car, um, but I just really love seeing those wings. But these Gen 4 cars, they are a close second for me. These things are just everywhere in NASCAR history. So, we got some of the best finishes, with these cars. Darlington, 2003, Kurt Busch and Ricky Craven.
Atlanta. Atlanta, how
Atlanta as
many
well,
years in a row?
multiple years in a row. It's just these cars, they produce racing, and it's gonna be a fun one tonight. Someone goes
Yeah,
over the wall back there.
I heard it. Oh, the Viagra car.
As we are a minute and 45 seconds away from qualifying here, I'm kind of wondering what we're gonna see for these lap times. Considering that a a low 29 is possible. I don't know if any of these guys will be able to get to that point. Possibly Zach Johnson, you know, he's a Cup Series regular. He did win that Atlanta race on Wednesday, so he might be one to
Yes,
watch
he
out
did.
for.
Yep.
Also, Ryan Taft and Jim Mott, some more Cup Series regulars.
Yeah, there's a lot of fast guys in this race. So I think you're going to see somewhere maybe see one car break 29, you know, maybe, but I think they're going to be 30.0. I think will get you the pole tonight.
I would probably say so, you know, considering that a 30.07 is the fastest time still, and that's been held for a few laps, honestly.
Well, I noticed one thing when I was out practicing. It took a couple of laps to get the tires to where you really wanted them. So you really don't have that opportunity to get the tires where you want them in order to qualify. So you're going to be a little bit slower. So usually the fastest lap is usually lap 4 or 5 or 6. There's
Yeah,
Ryan Taft.
that'll be interesting with the qualifying. I believe it's one lap qualifying as well. Is it one?
Yeah.
I wasn't up to date on that actually. Um, but we run one in every other series, so I assume it's one in this one. So that'll be interesting. You know, these tires, they do take a few laps to warm up fully and, you know, set that fast time. So we'll see what they could do with this one lap.
I didn't realize Papa Mott was in the Dorito car.
Oh yeah, he's got a nice old school Doritos paint scheme right there.
Here
So
we go for
qualifying
qualifying.
tonight.
Yes, it is one lap for qualifying.
Let's see if this we're gonna be able to see some of these guys' laps.
So what do
Here
you
goes,
think
we got
of
Ryan Taft.
what do you think of Nissan joining Honda joining NASCAR?
I believe it'll be a good thing, honestly. I hope they do. I know the talks have been saying that it's most likely, and I would love to see a Honda Civic or a Honda Accord, you know, out in the field. That'd be pretty cool.
It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. But it's sad that you only have two American companies, and now you're going to have two foreign companies. So
Yeah, that kind of
it's
sucks, but
it's great for competition. I wish Dodge or somebody else would get their act together.
yeah, hopefully, you know, 5 manufacturers. That'd be kind of crazy if that happened.
Yep.
Oh, Taft gets a
That-
little loose there out of
yeah,
one,
he
two.
does. Man. I remember back in mid 90s and even earlier than that, you would have 7 different competitors as far as engine makers in the field. It was the best. And Ryan Taft, what did he lay down?
Doesn't want to work. Okay.
Did Taft just go to the pole?
He went second fastest.
Ooh.
Third fastest. We got times rolling in here. We got Ryan Taylor driving out for an outlap, I believe. Haden Higginbotham coming out of 4.
Oh, look at that beautiful dog he has, huh? Ooh, nice little Roddy.
And there's the qualifying times on the bottom. See him rolling through. At the moment, Zach Johnson on the pole with Haden Higginbotham in second.
And who called Zach Johnson on the pole?
You know,
You did. You called
I
it.
did. Bob Baker comes through, sets a 30.99. That's going to put him 9th fastest at the moment. Comes Ryan Taylor on the back stretch, going into 3 and 4 here. Kind of noticing that these guys are all kind of, you know, up towards the middle, towards the top right now. So I wonder if they know a little something with this tire model. I believe it is a different tire model since it is General Tires compared to Goodyear. Taylor's going to go 4th fastest there.
It seems as if they're trying to straddle that middle seam.
It does. See Fraley up a little bit higher.
Yeah, he's way up.
See him working that wheel from the outside view.
This must be his
Come
warm-up lap.
across.
Yeah, here he comes. Just took the green flag.
Oh, that was his
No,
lap.
that was his
Put
done
down a
lap.
31.291. It's gonna put him 13th fastest. Michael Wolf out on the track. We got two more competitors still to put down laps. Wolf is one of them.
Michael Wolf stole my number. I tried to get the 24, but he beat me to it.
Oh, that's not good. We got some beef in the league for numbers.
Nah, no beef, no beef.
We see him going into 3 and 4. He's going to be a little bit lower here on the track.
Yeah, he is. That's about where I was running earlier in the day.
And I believe that's also where you're going to save the most tires, you know, for these long runs if we do happen to get a long run in this race. You never know with ARCA.
I tried to run long enough to see if there was a difference between top and bottom as far as tire wear. And I just could not keep it together on that top line. It was a tricky dance. But Thomas Villano seems like he's taking care of it, no problem.
And he is the final lap time that we need. So coming across the line here, what is he going to set? Oh, actually, he's taking his lap.
Ooh, here we go.
So we get a full
He's
encore
feathering
here.
that corner. There we go. It's feathering that corner, nice and straight. He was on that throttle full pedal very early. He got a good run off that corner.
He really waited for these guys to set all their lap times down to take his lap. So let's see
And
what
he was
goes down
above
here.
the seam. He was above the seam.
He was really high, yeah, and he's going to come across the line here. What's his time?
See what he's
gonna be?
got.
Oh, did he get it set? I don't know if his time counted. I think the session ended. It did.
Oh, no way.
He was not able to get his lap
Oh,
time down.
Tommy.
And that's going to put him in the back of the field. Unlucky.
Oh, that's too bad because it looked like he had a good run there. It was really sad to see. All right, let's
All
take a
right.
look.
Let's
We'll
take a
see who
look
we
at our
go.
grid. So
Go ahead,
we
why don't you
got,
start us off?
yeah, we got Zach Johnson starting in first in the number 9 for top tier with Haden Higginbotham with Missile Racing in the 10, starting second.
Yeah. Ryan Persinger again with Missile Racing, and next to him, another teammate, Ryan Taylor, starting fourth.
And look at that, they all got matching paint schemes out there, all right in the Drake car. It's an interesting paint scheme. Let's see how they do tonight. Starting up in row 3, we got Ryan Taft and Gabriel Carnigan, or Carignan? That's got to be what it is, Carignan.
Oh,
Just
we're
kinda
gonna be
reading it.
beating up. We're gonna be beating up some names tonight.
Oh
So,
yeah.
starting seventh, we have the New Yorker Mack Fabiny. Fabiny.
Yeah,
Fabiny.
Fabiny or
Okay.
Fabini, one of the two.
And Joe Gibbons.
We're having fun here. Row 5, we got Jeremy Tebon or Tebon. I know it's Tebon. I'm messing with y'all. And we got Julia Komick out in 10th.
Starting 11th, Bob Baker and Papa Mod himself in the Doritos car, making everybody hungry.
Oh. All right, and then we got Michael Wolf starting in 13th with Robert Fraley in 14th. They haven't loaded in. And then starting last is going to be Thomas Filano.
Poor Tommy. Looked like he had a good lap down there. Just didn't time it right.
Try to turn down my iRacing a little bit here. It might be overpowering your voice. All right, so 150 miles tonight, 100 laps as the grid is getting ready. Oh, I don't know why Vegas is opening. That's interesting. We're going to make it through. There we go. So they are, going over their usual pre-race meeting. We're getting ready to start rolling here. Zach Johnson is going to lead us to the green tonight for the Lowe's 150 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the first week of the Grand National Touring Division. I am excited. How are you feeling, Bill, as they get rolling out here? Bill, you got a copy?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, there we go. How you feeling? Are you ready for this race?
I am ready. I'm starting to get goosebumps, man. I really wish I was in this race, but I just don't think I can do it. So maybe next week we'll see what happens.
We will see, yeah. So we're getting ready to get the pace car off.
One
Zach
thing, if you
Johnson.
noticed, I didn't know if you saw that 77-degree track temperature. It's already dropped 10 degrees since qualifying. So that's going to be something to watch.
Oh, yeah. It is dropping fast. I believe it was set at 80, right? Is that correct? At the beginning of the practice session? So if
Maybe, I
that is
can't
the
remember,
case,
but I know it was warmer than what it is now.
yeah, that is true. It was 100% warmer.
Lights are off the pace car, getting ready to go green.
Zach Johnson leading the field as they get ready to come into the restart zone. And we're going to go green for the first time here. Green flag is out. Zach Johnson takes him.
He's being chased by the Drake cars. Both of the teammates, all three of the teammates going after him as Johnson kind of takes a very conservative line going into turn one.
It's kind of funny, Zach Johnson, Jimmy Johnson. We got the Johnson duo technically up front with that 48, or technically the 9 car if you want to look at it the right way. We'll look past it, but...
And he's just waving goodbye to the field. That's not a good sign that he's out front this early.
He is. He qualified pole. He was able to set a fast lap and get that good track position here. We'll see how useful it is. With these cars, they might be spreading out. You got one car into the wall.
Oh, I didn't see who that was.
I believe that's Thomas Villano and Julia Komick. They're able to straighten it out. Looks like caution is out. Let's go ahead and get a replay of that crazy incident. We did see Villano go way up the track there.
Ooh, just these cars can break loose so easily, and once you lose them, it's real hard to get them back together again.
Yeah, and he just goes right back up the track.
Ooh.
He's going to smack the wall pretty hard there. 20 goes by.
Oh,
looks
no.
like the 5 just running the Highland. Oh, the camera changed, but just nowhere to go. Big hit on the rear end. Oh, my goodness.
And this is the best part about it. Their night's not done. They're not going to be down 5, 6, 7 laps getting all that damage repaired. They're going to go into the pits. They're going to hit a button. The fast repair is over with, and they're right back in the race.
That's true. And just look at the speed of this hit real quick. Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
just
man.
nowhere to go. Just instant
Got the old hokey doke there. Oh, man.
So Villano is on pit road. Comics back out on track.
I wonder if these guys, I wonder if they're saving their fast repairs for later on.
The 5 still does have damage on their car. 78 still is in their pit stall. It hasn't seemed like, any damage has been repaired.
No, but he is definitely doing, the car's not jacked up. He's not getting pit stop done, so he's definitely getting something repaired.
I believe he did tow, so he might be still getting towed, and that's why he
there
might be
you
stuck
go.
in pit road. But we do see Julia coming down pit road.
Let's see how quick the 5 takes off out of the pits. Now, would you use your set of tires right now?
I definitely would not, even with the amount of damage that could be on those tires at the moment. There it is, the fast repair.
Yep. And no tires.
No tires.
Smart move. It's way too early in the race.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, you don't want to take those tires, especially when we have a midway stage break at, I believe it's lap 50.
Yep.
You know, so we got a 50 lap stage break, and you know that's probably where most of these people are going to be looking to take their tires. Um, just because these things will burn out pretty quick if you're not, you know, careful with them, and you want to be able to make them last as long as possible.
Well, you could really burn off the back tires by spinning them off the corners. The slower you are on the gas, the less likely you are to spin the tires. Some guys just abuse that a little bit too much. I know I may do that every now and then, maybe, but yeah, that's how I get myself in trouble most times.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Getting loose out of the corner, that's not the most fun thing to experience. Getting loose into the corner, definitely not the most fun thing to experience either. So if you're just loose all around, that's not gonna be good for you.
Makes you wish you had those modified tires on
Those big old tires, oh yeah.
those big old 15-inch Hoosiers.
As you see, the field is lined up once again, 2x2. Pace car lights are off. We are getting ready to go back green once again. It's going to be Mr. Zach Johnson and Haden Higginbotham leading the field to the green flag.
See the field forming up, and who's that? Is that the five coming in? What is?
I believe the 5 has to drop to the back of the field because of an
Oh, the
EOL
closed pit. Okay.
or a closed pit, yeah. Maybe not an EOL, I guess. I don't believe that she caused anything. So just probably drop into the back because that's just the position you got to stay in. Pace car is off as we're getting ready to go green once more. Coming to lap 6 here at Charlotte. There goes Zach Johnson with big launch.
Oh man,
He's gone.
Higginbotham just got faked right out of his undershorts there.
You saw him getting ready to, you know, just line up with him, you know, try to stay as close as possible. It looked like he was building a little bit of speed there, getting ready to time that. And Johnson just waited just a tiny bit and went after maybe a split second extra of waiting. And it just caught Higginbotham off guard. He's going to be able to slide in behind him in second, though, and continue on with his race.
Yeah, but that that 48 Jimmy Johnson car, he's not having any issues. He's out front. He's just smooth. He's clean. He has nobody to bother him, and he can come and go as he pleases. I wouldn't be surprised to see him get about a second lead, and he just kind of chills out.
Oh yeah, and looking here in some battles in the back of the field here. We got Jim Mott and Bob Baker riding side by side going into turn 3 here. Bob Baker going to be able to take a little bit of advantage on the bottom. He's going to be able to clear Jim Mott. Is he going to be able to move up here if he chooses? There we go.
Yeah,
He fully
he's got him.
clears
Nice, clean pass.
Up further up, we got Joe Gibbons battling with Jeremy Tebon and Michael Wolf. Wolf getting a little tight there going into one. Keeps it
Yeah,
down low.
we're on lap 8 now. You're going to see some of these cars starting to get a little squirrely. Those tires are just starting to heat up their second cycle, and it's going to take a little while before they get in perfect.
Oh yeah, and Johnson's just, you know, taking command of the field right now. He does have Higginbotham about a tenth behind him at the moment. Higginbotham is right in that low line right behind him. See his teammate Persinger right there, right in kind of the middle line there.
Yeah, and those guys are just running very comfortable. I mean, they're obviously the class of the field, especially that 48 car. He's just out there cruising. He can. Those guys are close because he's allowing them to be close, and you watch, he'll just pull right away again.
I just got a notification saying Ryan
Oh,
Taft entered pit lane. He went off track. Let's get a replay of that real quick. He just got loose out of 4, it
oh,
looked
this
like,
out of 4.
and just saved it. Luckily, he saved it. He keeps it straight. He's going to be able to keep on going. He is going to be off pack, though. He is a little slow out of turn 2. Looks like he's
Just picking up
collected it
speed.
as they continue on. Lap 11.
Now, these guys running this hard out front, is that going to hurt them after about 25 laps? We're going to have to see.
Yeah, you just never wonder how hard these guys really are pushing, unless we're on board with them the entire race, which wouldn't be the best broadcast. Um, but we see the 10 looking up here. But yeah, the real question is for sure. It's just, are these guys really saving right now? Are they pushing? They know they have a stage break at 50, so what's gonna set them up here? For after lap 50. I think that's the main goal that they're looking for as we go through the field here. They're just looking for what's going to set them up best for, after lap 50, after that stage break, because that's where the race really gets started.
If I was racing tonight, what I would want to do is at the break, I would want to be in at least eighth position. Set yourself up for the last 50 laps. Then that's when you battle. But you have to survive you have to survive to the end of the race in order to win the race. And I think that's what you're seeing right now. Although, as I say that, they're going too wide.
Oh yeah, we got to move right there. We got Ryan Taylor going on the inside of Mack Fabiny, trying to take P4, trying to get all three of those missile racing cars lined up, and he is able to, clear the 40 there. So we got all three Drake cars lined up once again. It's kind of looking like the preseason for Hollywood Motorsports. We had a little train going on in Atlanta.
Well, you're not really surprised. You're not surprised to see those guys running together. And, I think the 40 car was just, it's no need to fight for it on lap 15.
Oh, yeah. And I just wonder how Zach Johnson is feeling right now, just knowing that he's got three teammates behind him and they're looking kind of hungry at the moment. Higginbotham is trying to, make a little lane here for himself.
I don't think Johnson's really looking in his mirror much. I think he's just cruising.
That's what we hope. We'll never know what he is thinking at the moment, We could ask him if a caution comes out.
I gotta tell you, I was running some pretty good laps for me at Atlanta, and he went by me like I was dragging a boat and trailer. It was he is so fast.
Oh yeah.
And that was a fixed setup, so you can't say that it was he had an advantage with the setup. It was a fixed setup.
And just look at the rear end of those cars, just all matching. That's got to be, somewhat little, scary. Just seeing that in front of you. I don't know how I would feel seeing that in front of me, to be honest. Three matching cars.
I don't even. What is Drake? Isn't he a musician or something?
He is a musician. Yes,
all right, there you go. I'm hip.
But we are, riding along with Mack Fabiny here in the number 40 or number 12, however you want to look at it here tonight.
But none of these guys seem to be pushing it. They're just kind of just following each other.
Let's go on board here with Mr. Zach Johnson, our leader.
If you listen to the RPMs on his engine, you can hear how consistent he is on and off the throttle. That's called rolling in and off the throttle. And he is just very smooth, and I don't think he's having any issues with where he is right now.
Yeah, and he's just, rolling. He's got a 0.2 of a second lead at the moment over Higginbotham. Higginbotham's just kind of staying in there at the moment, just, looking to ride his line basically and just follow through and stay up front. As you see the 99 passing the 36 on the inside here.
Teammates, you don't want to don't want to race your teammates.
You don't want to risk it too hard, especially 19 laps into the race here. Hopefully they can sort it out.
I'd want to sort it out real quick.
Especially with Fabiny, just right there in the reach, right behind them, right in that top line. They're getting a little congested here. This is getting a little interesting up front.
It is, and man, it is way too early. It's only lap 20 to be racing like that, and they have teammates. So my anxiety's getting worse.
And just in, I saw this in the chat. We got to update the report from the tower. Engine damage on the number 5. A fast repair is going to come up next caution for the number 5, as they have not used the fast repair yet, so still in their back pocket.
Smart move by Julia. Smart move by Julia.
Yeah, hopefully that 5 crew will be able to get a caution soon. Still on the lead lap at the moment.
Looks like these guys have figured out where they want to run, those teammates.
Yeah, they single filed it out a little bit here.
Yeah,
Definitely
you
a
got
lot
one
more
big
calm.
pack. One big pack, about 8 cars, and then you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars, and then you get a little bit of a gap there. Everybody's just running very conservative right now.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. We got a little bit of a battle right here between Mr. Bob Baker and Robert Fraley. Fraley's riding up a little bit higher, trying to just, get clean air here. Make a little bit of a run, get some momentum out of the corner. Going into 1 here at Charlotte. Going into these corners, I feel like it's just kind of, underestimated how much banking this track has compared to something like Daytona or Talladega. It might not be the same, but it's still a lot of banking, as you see them just rolling in there. So they are able to carry a lot of speed around this high line, just flooring it.
They do. If you've never been to a NASCAR race at Charlotte, it is one of the best places to go.
By far. This is, probably one of the most, I would say, second or third most iconic tracks, in NASCAR that they run. So it's always fun to see races here.
That whole area down in Concord and Hickory and Charlotte, you want to talk about NASCAR history. Everybody is there. Everybody. And everybody knows everybody. And it's the coolest place in the world. You go into one small area and you'll see a bunch of drivers and a bunch of garages, and then you go down to the next town over and you see the same thing. The area where this track is just unreal when it comes to, it is definitely the hub of racing.
Oh yeah, that is for sure. They even got the Hall of Fame of NASCAR out here in Concord. So, or I believe, is it in Charlotte or is it in Concord? It's in one of the two. I know they're pretty similar in location, so I would assume it's kind of in that area.
Yeah,
but
they are very close to each other. Yep.
Very, very unique building with just a lot of racing history out there. Definitely something to go visit if you're ever out in that area and you're a fan of anything racing. It's just kind of cool to see, one sport's legacy.
There's one guy, just in case for some miracle he's watching, Jimmy Jones and his Cracklin' Shack down in Hickory, North Carolina. I miss you, buddy. I need you some cracklin'. I don't know if you've ever had it, but there's this little guy down there, and he's got a shack, and he makes it right there, and it is the most incredible stuff you'll ever have.
Jeremy Tebon working his way up through the field. He is up currently 1 position.
He's in the 8th spot. Nice, perfect area for him to be in with 27 laps in. Like I said earlier, that's where I would want to be, in that area. That's where you want to move up to and just kind of sit and relax and just wait to the end of this race.
Oh yeah, getting ever closer to that lap 50 stage break. Only so far 1 caution. That's not too bad for an ARCA series. We're starting out here. We're getting treated with a good race so far.
This was supposed to be a beginner series.
It is, and Zach Johnson has led every single lap. But what is interesting is Higginbotham has not really left his rear. The two other Missile Racing cars, they've fallen off a little bit, but Higginbotham, he stayed up there. He's still within a 10th.
Well, Taylor and Persinger, they were down there side by side running for a few laps, and you wonder if that hurt their tires. I think both of them just have different lines that their cars are running better in, but now you get that 40 sneaking up into the mix as well.
Yeah, and they go side by side once again into turn 1 here. Pretty even through the entry of the corner. See, the 36 goes up a little bit higher here. The 99 is going to be able to make a run. Is he going to be able to clear?
Oh!
Pass up front for the lead here is Higginbotham's going to make a run to the inside. Is he going to be able to make this stick? He's going to get up to his door.
Zach Johnson trying to roll it on the outside line.
He's able to roll it. They're still side by side. Higginbotham's got to send it in here.
Yeah, you're not even halfway through the race yet. 30 laps in. Do you really want to start racing this hard when you only get one set of tires?
That is true. You're just kind of wondering, like, what are what's going through these guys' mind right now as they're side by side for the lead. They do have a little bit of an advantage here, as you see. We're on board with the 99 of Persinger. They're gaining they've got a second right now on the rest of the field. So if they wanted to, they could maybe do a little bit of battling. It's gonna be kind of up to Higginbotham here, though. He's gonna have to make his run, choose it right, and hopefully make that stick. And we'll maybe see a pass for a lead, maybe see a new leader.
The best places I find, everybody finds to pass here are coming off the corners. Just get the momentum in and just come flying down the back straightaway. Kind of use a little bit of draft, and you go by him entering into the next corner. But I don't know. It's Higginbotham can catch him. Passing him's a whole different thing.
I do believe he can catch him. We saw him make that dive to the inside there. He wasn't able to make that move stick, but he does have that speed there, and he's looking to make that move whenever. I'm assuming he wants to lead some laps. Sick and tired of seeing that Lowe's paint scheme right in front of him. Going through the field here, Mack Fabiny has been able to make a move on Ryan Taylor for the 4th position. Joe Gibbons running 6th.
So just hanging out in 6th. Good spot. Wolf.
Tebon's moved up a spot. He's passed Mr. Michael Wolf.
Carrigan kind of hanging out in 9th. Then Fraley and Papa Mott.
Yep, and Papa Mott's trying to get into this top 10 here. This is the point where these tires are really starting to fall off here. It sounds like one was in the wall. That might have been Bob Baker.
34 laps in, tires are definitely not what they used to be.
Oh, yeah, and, you're just... When you're one of these cars, that's just kind of up front, but seeing the leaders just pull away, you're just wondering, man, like, what are these guys doing to be this fast at this moment? Because they're just completely flying.
They are rolling, but you do not want to go a lap down, especially under green.
Oh yeah, that would not be a good situation here. We do have everybody that is on the track at the moment on the lead lap. The closest car going a lap down at the moment is going to be Julia. So you see, she is on the same stretch as the leaders going into turn 3. They're actually coming up on her pretty quickly here. Let's see how they navigate this lap car. Yeah,
it's not going to be long before Johnson is going to be up on her. These two cars are just rolling together, but it looks like she's just going to go high and get out of their way and let them slide on by. Hopefully, right? Thank you.
They're slowly closing in here. Let's see what happens. The draft here, the dirty air, it'll affect a lot of that leader's pace as the 5 taps the wall there as they get by. But
yeah, she's just trying to stay out of the way.
Lap traffic just it really affects the speed of these cars, especially on entry. If you're behind someone, it's just going to slow you down just that tiny bit more, and you really want to get that clean air, just to be able to make that run. Especially as a leader, you don't want to lose that spot to second place if he's right there when you're passing a lap traffic car. That's never a good thing to lose.
The other thing is now she's in between those other teammate cars, and that's really slowing them down. They are falling way back.
Yeah, and you did see there the 99 was stuck up behind the 5 there for a second. We got a move. Michael Wolf going on the inside of Joe Gibbons. Or actually, that's Jeremy Tebon, sorry.
Yes.
Tebon's working his way up.
Moving up.
So is
it Gibbons.
So we got 13 laps left until the stage here, coming to 12 to go. Zach Johnson, I believe, has led every single lap.
Yes, he has, and it's just been the Johnson show tonight. He is just out there being real consistent.
And it just reminds me of that 2006 season, you know, Jimmy Johnson just dominating everything.
Dominated.
So,
He, that's when you used to
we
see
got a
him getting
repeat.
booed all the time.
Oh,
Everybody
yeah.
was tired of seeing him in winner's circle.
Are we going to end up booing Zach Johnson in the ARCA series? Are we going to call it Zach Johnsoning instead of bushwhacking? See, Higginbotham
Oh,
put in a little bit of air on the
there he is.
48.
Getting right up underneath him there, trying to get him a little bit loose.
You know,
I
when you
don't
do
know
that
if
with the
that's
next
going to
gen
go.
car, it really gets you loose. I don't know how much of a difference it makes with these cars. I know if you make contact, it will lift up that rear end, though, so he's got to be kind of careful running, you know, right up on that bumper. But they are
Well,
getting
these
close.
guys. Well, now there's 9 laps to go before the split, and then you have stage points. So now it's kind of a race in the race. So who is it going to be to make it to the stage? Has the 10 been hiding out on us? Has he just been sitting there waiting, and is he burnt up?
You know, we'll see here. They got, you know, like you said, nine laps left in the stage. I believe it goes at the end of the lap 50. So it's technically 9. We got Julia making up a spot as Carignan actually went in the pits, as well as Robert Fraley. So, you know, maybe a little bit of interesting strategy here. We got a few guys pitting before the stage break.
Yeah, I don't know if you, I'd really have to be horribly loose. But then again, you know, they don't have to pit now. However, they are going to have to really save those tires when they have 60 laps left.
Yeah, you know, Zach Johnson's starting to pull away just a tiny bit. He's got 2/10 now on the 10. And I do see Corey in the chat saying that there is no stage points in this ARCA. I know I have been saying stage point or stage break. I do know there's no stage points, but I have been saying stage break. That is my fault. It is a competition caution.
Yeah. Out of force of habit, I thought you got points for it.
Oh yeah, I was assuming that we wouldn't get any stage points, but you know, it's ARCA. You see Joe Gibbons making a move around the 5. Going through the field here as we're making our way through the top 10. Bob Baker rounding out the top 10. Ryan Taft just chilling right outside, 3 seconds off the top 10. Julia is in 12th right now, so you know, even being a lap down, being the first car a lap down, you know, that's not a terrible situation going into this caution.
Well, if she goes into the caution, she can get the lucky dog. Then she's back on the lead lap, and plus, somebody said she still has her fast repair.
Exactly.
So she's definitely not out of it.
Yep, not out of it and still fighting. And we're still fighting up front. It's going to be the 10 looking on the outside, looking to the inside, packing as much air as possible right on the bumper of Zach Johnson.
They are grills to gas holes coming into turn number 3.
They are
Johnson
racing it
kind of
hard.
takes a little bit lower line.
Coming to lap 46 of this race. What does Higginbotham have, if he has anything for Johnson? We've seen him make, you know, little runs up to his bumper. We've seen him make a dive to the inside. We haven't seen him stick any move yet. Is he going to be able to make something happen before this competition caution?
Well, right now he's coming off of that turn, and he's just trying to get as much momentum as he can. He's taking a peek on the inside as they enter turn 3.
And we got some information heading into the broadcast. We got a wreck on the track. It's the 24 flipping off of Jim Mott.
Oh.
What a wreck. We stay green. That's interesting.
That's definitely going to make the highlights.
Not the best look for you know, not the best lookout for Mr. Wolf and Jim Mott. But luckily, you know, we got a competition caution. Yellow flag is out now. That was a big wreck. Let's go get another look, you know, since the caution just came out. I believe that is going to also be our competition caution, technically, since we are right around that range. So let's go get another look at this incident. I mean, just look at that. You know, it's Calamity Corner. It's the dog leg coming out of 4. There we go. So yeah, you see the 20 just right in the wall. Jim Mott, it makes him get dragged back down the track. He's gonna hit the 24. They're gonna come back up the track. The 24 hits it pretty hard.
Wow.
The 20 just goes under him. 24 somewhat sideways, stuck in the 20. And then he's driving on his side and finally puts it back on all fours. And just a wild ride for that 24.
He's still spinning.
Still spinning back off the track. Wow, what a wreck. Let's go look at that at full speed real quick. Oh.
Or even in car would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we could, we'll be able to get a few angles here, so let's just play it back and just witness a wreck here. Oh my goodness. I mean, it happened so fast there. As we do have pit stops going on, so we're going to go check that out real quick.
See who's in pit stops. Maybe we can talk to our leader when they comes out of the pits.
Oh yeah, let's see if we could actually find him as he is coming out. He's going to be able to keep his lead. Let's bring Mr. Zach Johnson up into the booth here. Hey there, Mr. Zach Johnson. You got a copy? It's the boys up in the booth.
Yeah, I got you.
All right. It's looking like you're the dominant car of the field so far tonight. You've led all 50 laps. How are you feeling so far?
Feeling pretty good. This Lowe's Chevy Monte Carlo is pretty good. Can wrap the bottom good, and as I'm sure you guys see, I can hold my money on the top. So it's been pretty clean up here, though. The 10 has been scared me a little bit, not in a bad way, but he's pretty quick. He saved the tires a little better than I did at the end, so just got to be careful for him.
What's it like looking out the window and seeing all three of those teammates behind you?
It feels pretty good. I mean, it was not the same story at Atlanta, but I mean, it feels good to just be up front run and clean air and not have to worry about dodging people in front of me.
Well, you got two cars in front of you. Both of them pitted a couple of laps before, so we're going to see how easily you can get around them.
Yeah, I think they're lap cars, though, so they're going to get the wave.
Yeah, they should be getting the wave.
Okay, that is correct. All right.
Yeah, and, so as you were saying a second ago, Higginbotham has been putting, some pressure on you there. Do you feel like you're going to be able to beat him out on this long stretch here, these last few?
I think I will, because I'm going to be saving my tires better, just because his first 50 laps, I was kind of gauging what kind of tire saving or how much I need to save, and at the start I was over saving, and so I started to push a little bit, and that kind of wore my tires down. They weren't too bad, but it was still where I would be really tight to the center and wash up a bit. So no, it can go either way between us. If I make a mistake, he's going to be on it, and if he makes a mistake, I'll be on it too. So it should be interesting though.
All right, we're gonna let you get back to your team chat here, and good luck with the rest of this race. Maybe we'll talk to you here again once the race is over.
Maybe.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
So he seems a little confident, out there. He thinks he's going to be able to have what it takes to save those tires and stay out in front of the 10 here. And who knows, maybe even the 99 might have something. I believe the 10 and the 99 were the two fastest in the practice session, so that could be interesting.
It's a little scary to hear the confidence in his voice when he was talking.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're going to see what he can do. He said that the 10 saved his tires a little bit more, but, now the 10 kind of showed his hand. So, but is it going to be the same race? It keeps getting darker, and the track keeps changing.
Yeah, let's take a little look at the track at the moment here. We got 75 with degrees outside with a 77 track temperature. We got a little bit of cloud and 6 mile an hour wind. So
yeah, it was actually that was the temperature it actually was at the beginning of the race.
Ooh, actually, I wonder if the air temperature has dropped a little bit. It might have. I know the track was at 77. But yeah, we got lights out on the pace car. You know, why don't we take it to crank it up here and just let's hear the engines roar for a little bit here. Coming out of 4, Zach Johnson pulling away. He's got 2 tenths, almost 3 tenths now on Higginbotham. He's just taking a good jump there and running with it.
Yeah, he just you get all the momentum coming out of turn 2, and he just rocketed down the back straightaway.
And we got a car off pace here. It's going to be the 5 of Julia. That's not looking too good. It looks like we got a off-track warning. Let's go check it out real quick. Up 3 wide in the wall, and almost tags the inside wall, but keeps it off the wall. Locks it up a little bit, keeps it straight and going, so should be okay. They did take that fast repair on that car, so hopefully that team wasn't too scared there.
Ooh, did you see that? And then the 48.
That was pretty close there. We got the 40 falling on the inside as well. Mack Fabiny making a move for P2. Higginbotham fighting on the outside. This is a squanch up here. And there goes the 48. Johnson's going to go around. The 10 got in the back end. Oh, no.
Oh, boy. Go.
Johnson keeps it straight. Nobody else hit him, so he probably doesn't have any much damage. At least, you know, very much at most. Maybe a little bit on the rear end, maybe a little bit on the nose at most. But he looks pretty good. That's going to be interesting with Higginbotham as you see the pace car just flying through the track. Oh my goodness. Let's go take a look back at that. That was kind of just a mess, you know, as they were coming out of 4. And once again, it's Calamity Corner.
All of a sudden, the 40 comes out of nowhere, and he's right up, and these guys just get right next. Oh, he just got right underneath him, and yeah. Woo.
Yeah, and it did look like he hit the 40 of Fabiny a little bit when he got turned here in the front end. Or maybe not. Just slid his tires. That's not going to be the best for his tires for sure. You know, they just took new tires, so that's not going to be the best for him. We got Mr. Jim Mott entering in the pit lane. And also, we're going to have an EOL for Mr. Higginbotham.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Who's in race control tonight? I kind of wondered if they were going to take a second look at that.
They definitely did take a look at it. I believe.
Yes, they did.
I believe it's actually a few people tonight. I believe it might be Corey. Oh, it's just Corey, actually. At least from the looks of it. But that is interesting. You know, Corey, he definitely knows what he's doing out there, and I believe he made the right call there.
Never question the mustache. Yeah, no, that was a good move. I mean, you come across, was it intentional? No, it wasn't intentional, but it was avoidable. You know, lap 55, there's no need to get underneath somebody like that, and, you know, he's going to get spanked going to the back of the field.
Yeah, and with all that drama, because that was, you know, a move for the lead, both cars go to the back. We're going to have a new leader. It's going to be Mack Fabiny.
All of a sudden, the 12 or the 40 or however it looks, it's going to be the 40 for right now.
Yeah, we'll just call him the 40.
he came off that restart, and all of a sudden he went from 4th right up, and he was in 2nd place, and now he's leading.
Yeah, he was just, you know, he picked his move, and he just took it on the inside, and the 10 was forced high, and he wasn't able to make it stick out of 4. But once, you know, the 48 went around, as you see him just chilling in the background there. Fabiny was just able to not get wrecked there, keep off Johnson's car, and be able to keep his car clean. And now he's up in the front. Mr. Persinger is going to be in second.
The 99 car.
Yeah, don't think that's the end of the Missile Racing team there. We still got 2 other cars up front still.
And in the 4th spot is that number 8 car, Mr. Gibbons.
Oh yeah, Mr. Gibbons, Mr. Dale Earnhardt Jr. We love seeing all these old throwback paint schemes out there.
Yeah, but he came from towards the back, and he hung up, and right at that break, he was in, I think, the 5th or 6th position, and he set himself out perfectly. Now he's in 4th. He's got plenty of time to sit back, let these guys burn off their tires, and then he can make his move for the win.
Yeah, and he is tied for the second biggest mover in this race right now. The first big mover is Mr. Fabiny, your race leader. The second car that's moved up the most spots is Mr. Bob Baker. He's moved up 4 spots so far. So he's
Huntington Beach, California.
Having a good race. Huntington Beach is a very beautiful area out in California. I've been there multiple times. I'm actually from California, so I know a lot about that area. And definitely one of those spots that you got to go see in California, even if everything's a little crazy out there. It's definitely a beautiful state, that's for sure.
Last time I was on the East Coast, the West Coast, there was an earthquake, and I vowed never to go back again.
Hey, they do get a lot out there, so always on the lookout for those.
Yeah, lights are off the pace car. We're getting ready to go green one more time.
And maybe these drivers are thinking now, is this going to be the last restart here? Is this going to be, the restart that makes or breaks these guys' race? Or, in the case of Julia, her race?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be the last caution. I'm sure we're going to have a few more restarts, but is she on the lead lap now? She's got to be, right?
She is still on the lead lap.
She is still on the lead lap.
That caution did help her out, actually.
Yeah, she's in 10th spot right now.
Get into the wall, get down, and lose pace there. Now she's back in the pack with that caution, so that's going to be interesting.
She's had body damage, engine trouble, and she's still fighting for a 10th place position.
Still
Good for
hanging
her.
on.
But never give up.
As we are getting ready to go green once more, pace car is off. We got a new leader. It's going to be Mr. Mack Fabiny taking the field to green. Green flag is out. He's going to get a big jump.
Man, where was everybody else?
Seems like Persinger was just caught off guard maybe a little bit there.
Yeah, because that 40 car, he is in a different zip code. And now you got the Viagra car getting real dancy on the inside.
Yeah, and that's Ryan Taft falling into 3rd there.
And now you got a couple of cars going down below.
On the inside.
Yeah, he's going up there. He's going to go by Taft with ease as he's moving up.
Oh, Taft
is in the wall. He's going to fall way back. And look who just passed him in that 48 car.
Mr. Zach Johnson, he's already looking back up front. He's up 5th right now. He's looking to get back up to that lead. He might have a little bit of vengeance in himself now. He's got 40 laps to make this happen. Is he going to be able to get back out front there? He's going side by side right now with the 36 of Mr. Ryan Taylor. He's going to fall back in line for 5th. We got a lot of passing going on the track.
Oh no, Papa Mutt!
Once again, it's Jim Mott. Caution's going to be out. Let's get another look at this real quick. We kind of caught it at the last second, and it was off of the
10 car.
The 10. It looked like Mott got a little loose here. He hit the apron, went up the track.
Oh, and yeah, he spanked the wall and just came right across the 10.
Kind of nowhere to go for the 10 there.
Yeah.
That's just what happens in iRacing. Just unlucky incidents there. That's kind of 2 for the 10 there. I don't believe he'll get an EOL for that one.
Nah, that was definitely not his fault. The 20 bounced off the wall, and just losing that much speed. There's nothing he could do.
Yeah, and we got a lot of damage on that 20, and I would assume that Mr. Mott has taken his fast repair already with that earlier incident that he had with Michael Wolf.
I would imagine so, Mr. Wolf. Nice to see a roof on that thing, and look at the 40
Luckily,
car.
we got Mr. Fabiny driving around inside the pace car. 4 cautions into this race, 62 laps in. It's, so far it hasn't been the worst race. It's been a pretty good ARCA race.
Yeah, it's been a great race. These guys have been they've been very clean. We've had a few incidences, but certainly not what you would expect. And I'm glad to see the guys out there. Everybody seems to be having a lot of fun.
We got Mr. Ryan Taft entering pit lane here. He's got a little bit of damage on his car. We saw him hit the wall.
You got Tebon in the 92. He's up to 6th spot now.
Yeah, that's interesting. He's moved up 3 spots so far in this race.
Baker and Carrigan.
We got Joe Gibbons up in 3rd. He's moved up 5 spots so far. Persinger's running 2nd. As we see the 24 getting one of his laps back. Around the outside. So yeah, I mean, this is honestly not what I was fully expecting for ARCA, The notion is they get a little rowdy, and I mean, they have been a little rowdy, but it's not as rowdy as I thought it was gonna be. But we're only 63 laps in. We never know where it's gonna be when it comes to 10 to go, 5 to go. So we'll see what happens.
Now I haven't been able to check the schedule yet for this series for the rest of the season. Do we ever go to Bristol in these cars?
I can look at that real quick, actually.
Let's see if we
Let
can
me
find
check it out. Because that will be a very interesting race.
That's going to be a lot different than this track, that's for sure. And it looks like the nightfall is really starting to hit up because it is getting dark on the track.
Yeah, it is. And, that's when the track gets faster. We're trying to get I want to get a better scenic camera, but it's not going to give me it. Oh.
There we go.
There we go. We can kind of see the sky there. It's starting to get a little dark. We're going to get a little bit faster around here. So we're going to be picking up those speeds. We see the Concord Water Tower. Nice little view of the track.
Iconic view of the track.
And let's head back to the leaders here. I believe they are getting ready to go green. Ooh, not yet. We got maybe one more lap of pacing.
Yeah,
The lights are still on.
Mr. Baker, he moved himself right up.
He has. He's up in the 7th position at the moment. He was running around in the back in that first, part of this race, and
Yeah, he was.
he's,
Now look
he's
at him.
chilling up here in 7th now. So not a terrible run for Mr. Baker.
And at one time, he was surfing on his roof on top of another car.
That was actually the 24, I believe.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. It was the 24.
I don't think Baker actually has been in any incidents so far.
Yeah, no. Now that I think
He's
of it,
having
no.
a pretty clean race. But yeah, Michael Wolf, I believe he was the one that was on top. We see the Warhead Ghost car. He's a lap down at the moment. Maybe he'll be able to get that lap back though. You never know.
Still has time. It's Papa Mott.
And we should see here if the lights are off. Yes, they are. So we are going back green here on lap 66 once they come back around. See a sold-out crowd for the inaugural Grand National Touring Series race here at Charlotte.
And that's how you know it's iRacing, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah, these fans are pumped for these ARCA cars here at Charlotte. They're getting a good race, honestly. These virtual fans, they're getting a pretty good race.
It is. It's been a great race. It's been a lot of fun.
Sure, they're gonna go home happy, after this race concludes. Just as the hopefully the Twitch chat is, hopefully they're enjoying this race as well. This is my first time leading a broadcast, so it is a little bit new to me. I feel like I'm doing an okay job. We've had a little bit of difficulties, but so far I think the night has gone pretty smoothly.
I think it's been great.
Yeah, and I think it helps that we're getting treated with a good race. So Just watch the race and don't care too much about the commentary and just watch this good racing that we've had so far.
Well, we've had a clean race, so you haven't seen a lot of cars bouncing off the wall and then bumping into 10 different cars. But I'm going to shut up because we're going green.
We are. Pace car is off. We're in the green, the Geico zone. Fabiny's going to take off with a big jump. We're going to see Gibbons follow on the inside. Persinger's is caught off guard once again. I just wonder, if he hasn't really practiced those restarts up front, because I know iRacing restarts on the high line, to keep the speed with the leader, you kind of have to go over, the pace speed a little bit, so it might just mess you up there.
Well, I'll tell you what, that 8 car suddenly is in second spot, and he's been one that we kind of have said hello to a few times tonight, but we never really saw him running as hard as he is now.
Yeah, and he's finally moved up to those top 2 spots, as you said, running second right now. But as we look behind, we got Zach Johnson trying to make a move on Ryan Persinger. It sounded like a car on the wall. We got a big wreck going on behind him.
Oh, no!
That's going to be the big one here.
Yeah,
a lot of cars
6
involved.
cars. Oh, boy, Julia's involved in this one.
We got Jim Mott, Julia Komick, Bob Baker.
No!
Carignan was involved as well. This is just a big one.
Oh, wow.
It looks like the 6 of Fraley was in there as well. Oh my goodness, we got a big one here at Charlotte going into turn 1.
Ooh, 2 cars just... Did the 12 car go up? Oh, man.
Oh my goodness. That was not the prettiest wreck.
Yeah, sometimes, you do everything you can not to take everybody out behind you, but if your car is still moving, you really don't have any control over where it goes, and nobody likes to go down in front of somebody else like that, and I'm sure it wasn't intentional by any means, but it looks like...
And when these cars get caught up on the wall, too, they have no control, really. We're on board with the 21.
It looks like he got bumped from the inside.
Yeah, he got bumped from the outside by Bob Baker.
Outside, I'm sorry.
It looks like we commentated jinxed him.
Yeah.
That's not the best look either. But they get together. The 6 goes through, gets clipped by the 11. He goes head on into the wall, and just carnage basically pretty much everywhere. It's just car parts.
Mr. Fraley from Live Oak, Florida. Mr. Fraley, if you're listening, I'll be in Florida in April for vacation, so let's go fishing, buddy. I am dying to get down to Florida.
Yeah, and after that, we got cars stuck on pit road. It's going to be probably the end of the night, maybe for a few of these cars that have used their fast repair. I'm not too sure how much damage they have. The 5 doesn't look terribly bad.
We still have 31 laps to go.
Bob Baker, I believe, has a fast repair still. He does.
Yeah, it looked like he did.
Michael Wolf gets his lap back as well. See Jim Mott on pit road as well as
he's had a tough
Mr.
night
Fraley.
tonight.
Mr. Villano's still out there. He had that early incident. He's 46 laps down, however.
He's just out there having fun.
Just getting some experience, You definitely want to ride around the guys that, you're running against on a week-to-week basis. Just understand what these guys are going to do, understand what moves, and that usually ends up leading to cleaner racing, just understanding what your opponents are going to do, and that's what we're asking for in this beginner league, clean racing.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the premises of the reason why this league was even formed, was just like an instructional league for newer iRacers that want to get into leagues, the bigger time leagues, and to learn how to do that. You can't just go out and do it because people get mad at you and they yell at you because you're screwing up, even though it's not intentional. This league, we're going to teach you everything. So that's what's great about it. You can come have fun, and it's free.
That is true. It is so free that, you can just walk in and race whenever you want. You could apply for the league. As long as you meet the requirements for the league, you'll get accepted, and you'll get your shot to come out and race with these guys.
And then this isn't just the only league we have, and you can pretty much run 7 days a week with the Moving Chicanes League.
Oh, very true. I totally think at one point in time we totally could run 7 days a week if we wanted to, but it might be a little too much. Um,
I, I'm sure Corey Mott has time for that.
he might, but
Has he just deleted my account?
but yeah, as you know, as you were saying, we do run other series. We have the truck series going to be tomorrow. I'm going to be up in the booth again.
Nice.
Mr. Corey Mott himself is going to be running the truck race tomorrow at Las Vegas. I've
He will
decided
be
to,
running it.
yeah, I've decided to switch spots with him. I was originally planning on running the Vegas race, and I was like, you know what, I might take a little bit of break, and I'll call it out. I'll have some fun up here in the booth and watch some trucks go around Vegas. So that's gonna be fun tomorrow night, and then on Wednesday night we'll have the Cup race at Vegas as well.
That's correct. We also have the modified race on Tuesday night.
Oh yeah, I forgot we moved that to Tuesday nights.
Yep.
That
That's
is
a fun series.
That is a fun series. We got Tuesday night modifieds as well as USGP coming up pretty soon at the end of the month. I'm going to be running in USGP. I'm looking hopefully to retain my Indy 500 win from last year. So, we're looking forward to that. We got a lot of big events coming up.
See, I don't race in the IndyCar series, but that's always one that I would love to race. I got to call the 500 with Austin and had a blast doing that. And, man, to do the Indy, that would be cool as well. Lights are off the pace car as we come down the back straightaway. Getting ready to go into the banking in turn 3, and we're going to be going green one more time.
Yeah, one more time. And once again, is this going to be the last time? We never know. We got just about 30 laps left. Yeah, we'll be coming to 29, I think, to go.
Yeah, but look who's starting fourth on the outside, that 48 car of Mr. Johnson.
Yeah.
And we're going to see how Mr. Gibbons does on the outside here. We've seen that outside lane not get the best jumps. And once again, you see the 40 car jump way out, but the 8 car did get a decent start because he falls right back into second place.
Yeah, and although we don't have a choose cone rule in this league, we do have restart zones, so that's going to mean the leader does have control. So that just allows him, just to get that ever so slightly good jump. But we see Joe Gibbons fighting back. He's going to look to the inside here going into turn 3.
Joe Gibbons saying, hold my beer. He wants to lead this thing. And look at that number 9, or the 48 car, Johnson. He's trying to get by the 99 car.
He is. We got a side-by-side battle up front, and the 40's going to close off the door here. Gibbons looking towards the inside. The 40's going to block that line off. They're going to fall single file.
Gibbons kind of washed up the track a little bit while the 40 stayed low, but now the 40 has a 99 behind him, pushing him down the back straightaway.
Yeah, we see Joe Gibbons just falling off just a little bit there. He's fallen back 3/10 so far. We got Persinger trying to go up high. We got Johnson looking on the inside.
And that's exactly what Fabiny needs, is seeing those guys running side by side behind him.
Oh yeah, that side by side, battle, that's just going to slow you down no matter what. And any car, that you're racing, just that side by side arrow, it's just not going to work out well for you. Your speed's just going to lose, it's just going to decrease, and other cars around you, you're going to get that run. They'll take that draft from you.
Suddenly a 4-car pack turned into an 8-car pack, because that second pack was definitely closed up because of those guys running side by side.
Yeah, and while all that was happening, Persinger was able to make the move for second.
Yes, he did. He did. He got around the 8-car, and now he's waving bye-bye because he's going back after the 12. I think Persinger's been kind of holding back. He's been out there all night long, just kind of waiting. Didn't race too hard, and then now all of a sudden he's going for the win with 25 laps to go.
Yeah, and Mack Fabiny's trying to control this race. Ever since that caution, he's been up front. We got 25 to go now, and the Lowe's 150. Caution's out.
Oh.
It's going to be for the 21 car.
21 car. I guess that answers your question earlier.
Coming out of pit road and just kind of slow. And just parks the car. So I wonder if he's having a little bit of problems here. It does look like he's got a little bit of right front damage. He does. So I wonder if that, I wonder if something's wrong with his car.
I don't know, but I'm sure somebody's going to talk to him and find out what's going on, and we'll see if he gets any type of penalty or anything.
Yeah, that was somewhat interesting. It looked like he was just coming out of the pits. Yeah, he just left pit lane, and there was a yellow flag.
Yeah, all right, why don't we see if we can get Mr. Fabiny in here?
You know, yeah, let's see. I don't know if I'm seeing him. Yeah, he's not in the channels.
Out in the channel. All right. How about Mr. Gibbons?
Mr. Gibbons. I've not seen a Mr. Gibbons either.
All right. How about Persinger? Because he's right up front in the mix too.
Persinger is. He's in a team channel right now.
Okay.
In another server, so I cannot drag him.
All right. Yeah, let's not bother him then.
So no interviews for the top 3. We could talk to Zach Johnson again. I don't know if he would if he wants to talk to us right now. He might be focused a little bit on, trying to get back up there.
Yeah.
He's got it in his sights. He's up in 4th right now.
Yeah, he's going to be tough. He is, and the best part is this race, what's different between the second 50 and the first 50 laps is we've had a lot more caution so far in the second 50, and that's just going to save tire. So these guys are going to have even more tire to fight it out at the end, and it's going to get fun.
That is true. And another thing, these guys up front, they haven't really had too much contact going on. We know we saw Johnson get turned around earlier, but you didn't really hit anything. So a lot of these top runners, they got no damage. They might even have a fast repair still. They're going to be flying. They know if they got a fast repair in their pocket, it's go time. And if a caution comes out and they're in that wreck, they'll be able to, come down pit road, fix their car up, and take it one more time.
Can you imagine being in the big one towards the front of the pack and knowing you're the only one left with the fast repair?
That's got to be the best feeling.
Wow. Yeah. If you're anybody left on this track with a fast repair, you're in real good shape. And are we going to go one more lap? It looks like with the pace light's going to go off.
Let's see here. Still on.
Nope. One more lap of yellow flag. I'll tell you what, the second half of this race, it seems as if the pace car is going to get the points for leading the most laps.
That might be true.
But the first 50 was extremely clean, and it was great racing. And everybody just seemed to be laying back and setting himself up. And now that it's go time, now you're seeing a little bit more problems. And, oh, Mr. Wolf.
Yeah, we see a few cars still with damage out there.
Yeah.
We got Jim Mott still on pit road with Robert Fraley. Fixing up some damage from that last wreck. Julia's going to be able to get a spot past Jim Mott.
Yep. Which puts her in the top 10.
A little bit of front end and rear end damage, but other than that, the car looks pretty decent.
Never get out. Look where she is. She's going to be in the top 10.
At the moment, currently 11th. So, yeah, she, definitely a chance to get a top 10 finish here tonight.
Yep. And to get a top 10 in any of the moving chicane leagues, that's an accomplishment. And I've done it once. I don't know how many races, but I've done it once.
Oh yeah, it's definitely it's definitely tight up front. We got a lot of fast guys in this league, so it's hard to get that top 10.
We do, and what's great is there's so many different levels of this league, and this is just the introduction level here. And you can run for points if you want. I personally don't run for points. There's certain races I can race, certain races I can't, and it's just fun. And I love racing with the guys that can really get around the place, and I can learn a lot from them, and you can too.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a fun environment out here. It gets a little intense every here and there just because it's racing, but
yes,
at the end of the day, it's definitely a fun environment to come out here and race against us and just anyone in this field, honestly.
Corey Mott, if you're listening, we need you to create a Road Raid room in the Discord so guys can just go in there and scream at each other, and we can have a highlight film for the end of the week.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a fun idea. Definitely won't have anything bad happen in that.
Yeah, but for the most part, everybody gets along, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a good bunch of guys.
Yep. And as we see here, we got 20 laps to go as we're coming to, 6 cautions throughout the race so far. It's not the worst race. We've definitely gotten a few more cautions in the second half of the race, but it has been a pretty overall clean race for a lot of these guys up front. And they all, I think, have a good shot to get up front here.
Let's see if Mr. Fabiny can get that jump again. He's got Persinger on the outside for the first time. Yeah, and again, that inside lane just gets such a jump.
And it's it's almost like a replay of earlier.
Yeah, it was like just like the 10 car when he was out front. It just that outside lane just cannot get a good restart. And he had to go down the back. Here comes Gibbons. Gibbons coming right up there. He's starting to make his move.
We know he was looking to try to make a move earlier too, and he just wasn't able to get it going. But he's got another shot here off this restart. Coming to the line, 19 to go.
It seems as if after a couple of laps, his car kind of falls off a little bit, where the 40 doesn't.
It might be that, and it might be aero. It might be anything, honestly. These guys are just pushing as hard as they can, I feel like, right now. It's go time for a lot of these guys.
They can, and the 99 gets a huge run on that outside line coming out of turn 2.
He is. He's going to get a good run. He's going to go side by side with Gibbons. He's going to look to try to keep that outside momentum. Going to come across the line. He's going to be P2 across the line.
Yeah, he gets P2 across the line.
Is he going to be able to take that momentum around into 1 and 2? He does. He's going to be clear.
He does. Oh, folks, the 99 is hauling the mail. Look at the run he's going to get. Let's see how he can close up on the 40 here.
That is true. He's going to get a huge run here.
Boy. And here comes Zach Johnson kind of looking around the number 8 car, and he gets around him.
He does. He moves up into 3rd. We see Gibbons fall back to 4th. We're on board with Persinger at the moment, trying to run down Fabiny. Now looking at Mr. Zach Johnson running in 3rd. Just a few tenths behind, 5 tenths at the moment. We know he's got a fast car. He's got 17 laps to run these guys down. I think it is possible.
Oh, I think Zach Johnson is definitely going to be a lot closer to first place by the end of this race.
Oh, yeah. We got Mr. Persinger looking on the outside here. He's going to look high, dive back low, crossover move across the front stretch. He's going to be side by side with Mr. Fabiny across the line.
Now the 99 could work on the outside and the 40. And it looks like the 40 is hanging right with them as they come out of turn number 2. And the 40 gets the run on the outside with all that momentum, but the 99 is not letting him get away.
And just waiting in the background, it's Mr. Zach Johnson. They're still side by side up front. Persinger trying to get that run on the inside. Fabiny keeps the momentum on the outside. It's going to be Fabiny leading that lap. 15 to go. Here at
50
Charlotte.
to go. 50 to go, but they're running side by side, and they're allowing that 48 car to get in closer, and that's not what you want to do. If I was these guys, I would get in single lane and just pray that something breaks on that 48 car.
Yeah, he's very much looking to make a run here. He did gain about a tenth on that last lap. He just dropped that tenth going into that corner, though. He's going to be able to get it back here with a good run.
Yeah, now he's got the 36 behind him, and those two are going to do a little bit of drafting, and they're going to catch the 99 a lot faster than you think.
And also, look who's back in 5th. It's Mr. Higginbotham working his way back up after that EOL. He's back up in the mix.
14 laps to go. Are we going to have another caution? Are we going to go green, white, checkered? That seems to have been the issue we've had with every other race this week.
We got a dive down the inside for the number 36. Taylor making a move on Zach Johnson.
36.
Wow. Clear him on the front stretch here. Johnson is going to fall in line. He's going to make the move. The 36 makes it clean. Taylor goes in front for 3rd.
All of a sudden, here comes Taylor Johnson and the Kevin Harvick move of the week. He came out of nowhere, and now he's rushing up, and he's trying to close into the 2nd place car.
That is True, we got a crazy battle going on right now behind the leaders. 3 cars trying to battle for that 3rd spot. Coming to 12 to go. It's Fabiny still out front with Persinger following.
And Fabiny's pulling that out to 3 point. Oh, now he's up almost a half a second. He's pulling out going into turn 1. Fabiny is flying. I think this race is in his hands. All he needs to do is just run steady, and he's going to be good to go.
It might be, and we see a little bit of a move kind of from Zach Johnson there. He's going to move down in front of the 10. The 10's going to look high behind him. Johnson's going to move up. They're racing real close there.
They're racing really hard. That pack of 3 cars right now. Coming down to 11 laps to go. These guys need to really start making a move. They need to close that gap, and they need to get up front.
You see the battle with the 36 and the 48. The 10 looking on the rear. We got a move for the lead here. We got Persinger looking on the inside of Fabiny here once again.
Does he have the momentum to do it? And this is going to back everybody up. Everybody else is going to be able to close in on them as they come through the tri-oval entering turn 1.
Fabiny clears it out. 10 to go. This race is getting good. Let's go on board here with Persinger as he's right behind Mr. Mack Fabiny. They got a lap car coming up. That is Jim Mott. He's going to go low.
Jim Mott always keeping it clean, getting out of the way to let these guys battle it out. Look how fast they're entering turn 3.
Yeah, they are just all gas right now. Just a tiny bit of lift, and then they're just right back into it. We got 9 laps to go here coming across the line. Fabiny is trying to close in here. Persinger is trying to close in on Fabiny here.
Now, is Persinger saving tire? As you heard him go through the corners, you didn't hear his tires squealing that much. That tells me he's not pushing it too hard.
That's true, and he's going to make another run here on the inside.
Wow, look at this.
He
Makes
was
you wonder
lifting a lot, too, it sounded like.
Makes you wonder if the 40 burnt up his tires.
He's getting forced high here. 99 looking on the inside. 40 trying to keep a good run on the outside. Here comes Mr. Zach Johnson. Where did he come from? 3-car battle for the lead. 8 laps to go. Persinger still on the inside.
Like a great white shark, that Johnson is just hanging out, just waiting for the blood to hit the water. As they come off of turn 2, he can pick either lane. And look at him going back and forth, just trying to decide who he wants to go with.
And is the question going through his head right now, do I want to send this 3 wide for the lead?
Not with 8 left to go. I don't think he's going to need to.
That's what I'm saying. Is it too early right now? Is it, is it brewing in the back of his mind? Is he thinking about it? Is he going to push someone, out ahead? What is his choice going to be? He is, honestly, the commanding car here. He's got the most momentum out of both of them.
I want to see him do it. I want to see him take it 3 wide for the win.
Oh, that would be an amazing move.
These 2 front cars have allowed him to close right up, and they're battling back and forth. Now Fabiny leads that race.
And here comes the 10, Higginbotham on the outside. They're going to get stacked up a little bit on the bottom. Higginbotham going to second on the outside. He's going to try to make a move around his teammate. What a run by Higginbotham on the outside. 6 laps to go. Fabiny pulling away now.
Now you've got a 4-car battle for the second place spot, and 3 of them are teammates.
That is true. I wonder what Zach Johnson is thinking right now. Earlier he said he was calling with the teammates in front of him or behind him, but now he's got 3 teammates in front of him. The 10 goes in the wall a little bit. They're going to go 3 wide here.
And it looked like the 8 followed him into the wall. These guys are starting to really push it. They're going for it. 5 laps to go. You've got a 5-car battle for first place. You've got Fabiny out front, holding strong while the other guys are battling out.
Yeah, he's just ever so slightly trying to pull away, but 99's got momentum once again. He's following that draft, and he's closed in once again within a 10th. He's going to make a huge run on the inside here. Close up on his
Here
rear.
it goes.
He's gonna make a move
Teammates
on
stood on the inside.
Woo.
Can Fabiny hold it off on the outside like he's been doing all night? Because now Fabiny has the 48 behind him.
4 laps to go here in Concord, North Carolina.
Is that outside lane coming in? Oh my, here we go down the back straightaway side by side.
99 trying to look at an advantage here. 40's getting a good run on the outside, still side by side. No one can really find the advantage. This is so interesting and so fun to watch here. 3 laps to go.
These cars are dead even, and Fabino was second place. The 99 got that lap. And now here comes the 48 on the inside of the 40, trying to get into third. I'm getting so excited I can't even talk anymore.
I'm feeling the same thing. We got a good run on the inside for the 99. 49. Oh my goodness, the 40's coming back on the outside. Johnson looking low. He might make it 3 wide. Oh my goodness. 2 laps to go here at the line.
Oh man, it's that 40 car I think is in trouble because here comes the 99 being pushed by the 48.
Persinger trying to make a dive down the inside to try to clear the 40. Is he going to move up if he makes that move, though? Or is he going to try to, ride that bottom and take that line? He's going to move up. He's going to be able to clear the 40. Fabiny goes high. Here comes Johnson on the inside trying to make a move down the bottom. Oh, my goodness. We're getting everywhere around the track. Johnson trying to make a run here on the inside, trying to get to second. The 99 of Persinger out front.
This is exactly what the 99 wants to see. Those cars battling for second place. Final lap to go. This is going to end it all. And I'll tell you what, that 99 is sitting pretty with those 2 cars behind him fighting for the
we see the 36
second place.
Get up a little bit loose. He's going to get turned. He's going to keep it straight, though. We're going to keep on going. 99, Persinger taking the lead. He's got a few tenths. He's got 3 tenths so far on these cars behind him. They're still side by side battling. Fabiny, Johnson for P2. Is Higginbotham going to make a move now for P3 as the 40 goes high? 10 goes outside. Persinger crosses the line, wins the race. What a finish.
Wow.
Fabiny's going to hold on for 3rd. Higginbotham finishes 4th. Jeremy Tebon 5th.
Wow.
Joe Gibbons 6th. Ryan Taft 7th. Michael Wolf 8th. Ryan Taylor 9th after that spin. He was able to keep it in the top 10.
How did Wolf get 8th? He was on his roof on top of another car at one point.
Who knows? And rounding out our top 10 is Bob Baker. 11th is Julia. 12th, Jim Mott. 13th,
Hey, props
Gabriel.
for Higginbotham and Johnson for going to the back of the line and working their way through. But that's the guy right there who's buying the beer. The 99 car of Persinger doing his little burnout donuts.
Taking a Missile Motorsports car to victory lane tonight. It's nice to see the WRL and Hollywood Motorsports collaboration car go to victory lane. Happy owner. In the booth, I tried to not show much.
You did very well. You did very well. I forgot that you were you were a member, but hey, that was a well-deserved victory. And hey, congratulations to you for being team owner. You just chalked up the inaugural win for the ARCA series.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Mr. Cody Leach is pretty happy about that too. He's a co-owner of this team, so hopefully he's pretty happy.
That we've got to get somebody up here in the booth. We got to get the 99 and the top 3 up here.
Oh yeah, we should be able to get Persinger. I do see him in the podium chat. Let me pull up the finishing order here. If it's gonna open or not. Oh. No, it doesn't want to open. That's cool. So we'll just
there it is.
That is our finishing order, our final order.
Persinger, Johnson, Fabiny, who gave it such a great run in that 40 car. I mean, I thought he was going to pull it out. Great run for him. Higginbotham, Tebon, Gibbons, Taft, Wolf, after being on top of another car. Unbelievable. Taylor, and then Mr. Bobby Baker. And look who's in 11th.
Yeah, that's Julia Comic, able to come out 11th, just right outside that top 10, but, we got a long season ahead of us.
Yep.
So
she never gave up. She never gave up. So good for her.
Exactly.
Welcome to the ARCA series. Now, that Mr. Persinger, I bet you he is hooting and hollering right now.
Oh, yeah. So let's go ahead and get started with our post-race interviews. We got Zach Johnson available. I'm not seeing Mack Fabiny, so I don't think we're going to be able to get a hold of him.
All right, well, let's talk to Mr. Johnson again.
All right. Mr. Zach Johnson, it's the boys up in the booth. You got a P2 today. We talked to you earlier. You were up front and you got turned, but you were able to come back up and finish P2. How did you feel about that finish there?
It was exciting. Happy for Ryan. He got a win. He was pretty quick there, but I mean, After that, after I got spun and made my way up the field, everybody was like 100% on the restarts when we had like those 2-3 lap runs. So their tires were kind of getting used, but I was more kind of just saving and running behind them, staying in it with the draft. So I had better tires than everybody else did. And then those last 10 laps were just full out, everyone for themselves. Almost made it 3 wide multiple times. I did
Yeah.
make the 3 once, and Ryan kind of came down, so I lifted and I let him go, which probably ended up costing me the race win. But yeah, it was hard to sit there slower than both of them behind them. It was tough. It was tough because I can't really go anywhere because they're kind of in the middle of both lanes, which it was good driving on their part not to make a gap where I could shoot through and pass them.
Well, Zach, it seemed like every restart, the outside lane just couldn't get going. I know you had a couple of starts out there. Were guys just spinning the tires, or were they just getting great starts on the inside?
Yeah, guys on the top. I had a couple of good ones on the top where I was able to clear the bottom and go down, but it seemed like everybody else wasn't able to time the restart just right. I noticed some of the guys that were, or the guy I don't know who was leading after me, but he would just go on green, and everyone's like anticipating when he's going to go, and me recognizing he's probably just going to go on green. I'd do it maybe a hundredth before it would drop, just so I could get up and get going behind the guy and get the run up to him, and then at the finish line I can pull out or pull down if I need to. So I don't know. Ryan was saying it was kind of hard for him to time the starts. So, but other than that, it was pretty good.
Well, my friend, it was the inaugural race of the ARCA series, and you came in P2, and I have a feeling we're going to see you in victory lane before this season's over.
Yeah, if I'm at 1977 for my I rating, so if I don't do any officials or if I lose I rating, I'll still be running. But if I gain any, I'll be out. So,
Well, I'll meet you in the open modified in about an hour. I'll make sure I lower your I rating for you.
make sure I can stay in here. Somebody's got a bushwhack. It might as well be me.
Yeah,
There
that's what
you
we
go.
said on the broadcast earlier. Are we gonna call it the Zach Johnsoning?
The Johnson whacking.
Oh,
There
yeah.
you go, bud.
There
Well,
we
hey,
go.
bud, congratulations, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it, guys.
All right, that was Mr. Zach Johnson P2. Let's go and talk to our winner, Mr. Ryan Persinger.
Do you think he wants to talk to us?
I think he does. Hey, Mr. Ryan Persinger is the
Hello.
in the booth. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
We're doing pretty good. We just saw a great race there. We saw you take it home and pull away there at the end. That whole battle was pretty crazy there. I know you were behind the 40 there for a little bit. Did you think you were going to be able to get that move done?
Truthfully, I kept screwing up the restarts, and I was like, on the last one, I was like, if I can even do half as much better, then I got a chance because I could really work the high line. And I figured if I could just burn my stuff up enough to where, we were kind of even off running the top, then I maybe had a chance.
Well, I'll tell you what, that we were wondering that, and that was going to be one of my questions for you. It seemed like the outside line, a couple of guys had problems out there. Was it a case of just not timing the start or spinning the tires?
I was just talking to the other dude, and he was giving me tips. But yeah, I race on a single monitor, and it's like a 24-inch single monitor. So people that I race with in like all the special events tell me I don't know how you drive looking through a mail slot. So it was so hard seeing him go, and like a couple of times, like the 10 and the 36, they're on my team. If they were behind me, the extra hit that I could get from them saying, "Oh, he's going now," that was what I was using.
Well, that's pretty impressive to know. And, for the people at home who are listening to this race, you just heard it. He has a small monitor that he's racing with, and he just won the race. So come out and join the ARCA series. Come racing with us.
Yeah, and I did hear you mention your teammates there. It's going to be Missile Racing here in the ARCA series. It's a collaboration project between Hollywood Motorsports and WRL, two main cup teams. And we're pretty happy about that result there. How are the boys gonna handle this celebration here?
Oh, I mean, they were in the team chat. They were, shouting at me just coming off a floor, just yelling in my ear. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, we had the pact of like, we'll help each other with getting into lane or anything. But once once it was go time, whoever had the run, had a little bit. And at the end there, I think the 10 and the 36 started to come up on me. And I was just like, if you think you're faster, just tell me. And, I can move. Because at that point, I was getting so tight in the corners.
Yeah, and you were able to pull it off. You were able to make that move on Mr. Fabiny. He fell back to P3. You were able to move up to P1 and take that win. So, we're going into USA next week. Are you going to be running that race?
Yeah, I mean, I think I should be available, so I don't see why not. I think I'll definitely be there for that.
Well, I'll tell you what, here's the rule for now on. Any teams out there, when your team wins a race, I want to see every team member doing a demolition derby and donuts at the start-finish line. That's the new rule for ARCA series.
Oh, yeah.
Well, hey,
Yeah.
bud, congratulations.
Also, big shout out to those other two, second and third and everything. Like the dude in the Jimmy Johnson paint scheme totally could have moved me or had such a big run. He could have, gotten rid of me anytime he wanted. And he even had a peek at the inside there with like 3 to go. So like big shout out to those two for racing me clean the whole time. I was trying my best not to like wash up when I was tight into them or anything. So that was really cool.
Well, that's what made this race exciting, is how clean you guys were running, how professional you guys looked. You were great ambassadors for this league and for the moving chicanes. So we thank you guys for putting on an awesome race for us. And I'll tell you what, there's going to be a lot of good comments in the chat box tonight.
That is true. So that is your winner, Mr. Ryan Persinger. Thank you for joining us up here. Go celebrate with your boys.
Hey,
Yep,
congratulations,
I will, definitely. Thank you guys for having me. I literally joined this afternoon.
Well, awesome. Congratulations, man. Enjoy it.
Yep, thank you.
All
Wow.
right.
Wow, what a race, man.
Yeah, that's all I can say, too. Just wow.
Yeah, so we had the inaugural ARCA Series race. Man, and it was an exciting race. This is supposed to be a beginner's league, and it was one of the best races we've seen all week.
Yeah, and, we just saw guys choosing every single different lane. We almost saw Johnson take it 3 wide there at the end of the race. I don't know if you saw that, but he definitely had an opportunity to peek it in. I think that's what Persinger was talking about with 3 to go.
He did, but, Zach Johnson is...
He's a smart racer. I don't think he's going to wreck the
he
field,
doesn't, He doesn't need to do that, and if he does, it's either an accident or you really pissed him off. And if he,
that is true.
You probably deserved it. So, I mean, it's just great to see those guys out there racing as hard as they were for the win. And you know what? It was more important for them to finish the race instead of taking the guy out. And you don't see that very often on iRacing.
Yeah, that is true. It was a very fun race to watch for sure. And, next week at USA, that's going to be interesting just because of how short of a track that is. I did check the schedule to answer your question earlier. They are not going to be going to Bristol, but we do have a few short tracks, and USA is one of them, and that's going to be up next week. They'll have 125 laps and about 94 miles there.
Yeah, and that race is going to go by quick. That's a little short half mile, and you used to see the ASA series was real big back in the 2000s, and they always had great races there. It's a fun track, very fast, long straightaways and tight corners.
Yeah, and that is a iRacing rookie track, so a lot of these guys probably will know this track just because it's, right there when you first get the, sim. It's that, one of those first few tracks that you'll be racing on.
And that's what makes it so great is almost every track is one of the freebies. There's a couple of them, but, I mean, in order to have a series, there has to be a couple of tracks that you buy. But this is going to be a fun series, man. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah, I am too. And, so I think we're going to get ready to end off the broadcast here. It's been Mr. Nathaniel Campbell and Mr. Bill Martin.
Bill the Masshole, call me whatever you want. But hey, Nate, thank you very much for having me, man. I had a blast.
Yeah, me too, man. Hopefully next week we get just as good as a race.
I'm hoping so. So we'll see you next week.
All right. See you guys next